considered a manizer. And unfortunately, I meet a lot more, men who are like, Doc, I'm ready to get married, or, I'm ready for the next step. And women who either are not there yet, or they're saying they're there yet, but their behavior that they're exhibiting and their inability to be able to nest in a man and allow him to lead her is not allowing the relationship to really take the course that the man is trying to lead them to. So I find more of that, which makes me happy because I feel like men have finally gotten to a place of saying, look, I understand I'm the covering. I understand I'm the foundation. I understand that I am the leader, which means I have to be vertical in who I am. And I want that role. And for the men who don't know how to be in that role, they are willing and wanting to learn. You have women who are just not there.
Right. So
I agree with that.
Now,
I'm
sure you have men as friends.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And you have women as friends.
Absolutely.
Who do you think are better friends, men or women?
Oh, women all the way. Women all the way. Yeah, because, in most platonic relationships with men, it's only platonic until the opportunity for that man to have his way with that woman becomes available. Wow. With women,
he said it.
We got a girl code.
Not me.
We're friends. It's usually unconditional. We're not in it for the transaction or performance. We're there through forever. It's almost like divorce is not an option. But with men, not all, but majority, if that woman was to give them the opportunity to either be with her intimately or relationally, I've yet to see a man not take a woman up on that offer.
Wow.
So now y'all ate me up in my comment section talking about something was wrong with me because I said men and women can't be true platonic friends because at the end of the day, men are going to want something more than friends. And usually men only make women friends when either they've been friend zoned or there's just like, it has to be something intangible. Like, and rarely that's ever the case because usually men don't go after women that's not pretty and make them friends. That's just my assumption.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
That was crazy. But I see a lot of girls not being girls either though. So I see what you mean.
Talk about it.
That.
Like,
unpack that.
Like girls are like the women who are for women. They won't mess with a married man or a man in a relationship or men they know that's dating somebody. I feel like that side of things is way worse than men right now. Like I feel like women are having sex with married men. They're sneaking around women with relationships. They're even creeping around with like their friend's guy. Way more than men are doing that to other men. What would you have to say to that?
I think that that's been going on since the beginning of times. I think it's now being glamorized. I think that at some point women lost a lot of their hope in men being husbands, right? And the ability for them to show up and cover and be what their fairy tale ideology of a man is. And, the Bible says hope deferred makes the heart sick. And so when the heart becomes sick, you have folks who start to behave and act in ways that exhibit sick behaviors. Those sick behaviors are what you just mentioned: sleeping with married men, not respecting the sanctity of marriage, not respecting commitment, not respecting that this is your girlfriend or another woman's man who's not yours. And if a man can be taken from a woman, that means that man was never that woman's or anybody's to begin with. And who wants somebody who is nobody's? Because that means he'll never plug into you. Someone who's plugged into something, just like an outlet, they don't have the ability to plug into something else. And so if a man can plug into me while he's with her, that means he's never been plugged in to begin with. And his ability to do so is not predicated on how beautiful I am. That's arrogance. And women have to stop being that arrogant and delusional, the word you just used, to think that their WAP or their looks or their cooking or whoever they are, how they show up is going to be so different that it convinced this man to be a man he's never been. That doesn't happen. Women don't change men. Men change when they are ready to change, if they ever decide to do so.
I don't agree with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant a lot, but she cooking. Men change for who they want to change with. You ain't. So for you delusional women out there thinking that you're going to convince a man to change because you got the best WAP there is, I'm telling you, it ain't gonna happen.
Wow. So what do you think it is inside of women that allows them to be a side chick?
Yeah, that's a self-love deficit, a self-worth deficit. That's a daddy issue, a parental issue. Some women have mommy issues. We don't talk about that enough. Wow. They are so resentful toward their mothers that any woman that they can tear down is a representation of them tearing down their mother that they've been mad at. And so if I could sleep with your man knowing that that's going to dismantle you, when I really want to be able to dismantle my mother, who either abandoned me, who wasn't there, who mistreated me, who abused me, or who I have this resentment toward, then guess what? Every woman from that point on is just going to get it. And it's unfortunate because we blame women's bad decision making, right? Or they're misbehaving on daddy issues. But we don't talk about how there's mommy issues that women have as well. We always put mommy issues on men. But when a woman has resentment towards her mother, because again, they felt like the mom didn't show up in a way that she should have, then that woman has it out for other women, and that's easier for her to get into positions of being second. Also, daddy issues, right? If she's never had a father dote on her, love on her, and choose her, that means that any choosing that she gets for her is what? Valid. Mm-hmm. You know, like I've had my father, and I talk about it on all the interviews about how my father was very present. He doted on me. He loved me. He used to tell me all the time, you're the Kobe Bryant of the women's. You know, you're the Michael Jordan of women. Now, no man has to believe that. But my father told me that. So he injected, and planted that seed of confidence in me since a little girl. So I'm not sitting around waiting for any man to validate me. I'm vertical in who I am. And a woman is what her father makes her. A man is what his mama makes him, especially when it comes to the opposite sex. And for fathers out there, you have to make sure that you are implementing these seeds in your daughters that you want to manifest. The Bible says, train up a child in a way, and they will continue to go that way as they become adults, right? And so you have fathers who have abandoned their daughters or who come and drop off money. And let me say this, just because your father's in the household don't mean you don't got daddy issues. A present father can present just as much or if not more trauma by being present. It's called learned behavior. So he can be present and you can.
Listen, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is really cooking. I mean, like, normally I'm like on a seesaw with her, but right now, I mean, even from the beginning, it's the beginning of this podcast, y'all, and she has been dropping nothing but truth bombs. And I like how she's holding men accountable, but she's also holding the women accountable by speaking about how women also have mommy issues. And it's usually the father issues that they talk about. But she's speaking about this. And I love every single bit of this. Come on, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, you cooking. Let's go.
Could have seen him be a womanizer. You could have seen him abuse or dog your mother. And that could have developed a very, very brutal perspective of men in your eyes. And for you, any man that validates you makes you feel like you have worth. And any woman who allows a man to put her second, any woman who allows a man to put her first and another woman second, is a woman who has daddy issues, parental issues, self-care, self-love deficit, and self-worth deficit. And a lot of women don't want to hear it's a self-worth issue. You have to understand that whatever external, should I say, sources that we allow to validate us, we're also incarcerated to. So I'm in prison to the things that I need to validate me. This is why validation needs to come from yourself, because it's too much power to allow me to be in prison to how you think of me. That'll never happen. I'll never be in prison to your thoughts of me. I have learned the balance of caring for you, but not giving a damn about how you feel about me. I could still love you and not allow your thoughts to move me. I could still care for you and not allow your thoughts to make me waver in who I am.
Right. You mentioned men coming and dropping off money. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on a man who provides financially, but he's not there in every other category, especially as a parent?
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes men are so busy working and just in the grind that they want to support their family, but then like you'll support them financially, but then something else will be missing. That'll be another problem. But then there's another man who doesn't have it financially and he's doing everything else, but then the finances is the problem. So I want you to kind of like help us figure
Justin,
out that middle ground during this conversation as a man who has been through these things.
Yeah, bring some reality to relationships is what I hear you saying. A man who's out sacrificing time in exchange for social economics so he can provide for his family is a man who is high value and high functioning. A man who is out there sacrificing his time to make money, but also the time that he has that is not working, he chooses not to spend with his family, is high value, low functioning. That means that he's functioning at a level so low that he is not taking the collective into mind. He's saying that I'm going to work, and when I have free time, I'm going to also spend that time doing the things I want to do. at the expense of my family. That's low functioning. And that's low functioning is just, having low emotional intelligence. It means that you don't have the intellect to think past yourself. You don't have the intellect to regulate your emotions. Emotions and feelings is what tells us and drives what we want to do. It drives our decision making. And if you can't manage your emotions to do what's right for what you've created, which is the collective of your family, then you're low functioning. Right. Absolutely. And for the women who don't appreciate the man that you mentioned, that, hey, look, maybe he's not out there making all of the money you would like him to make, but he's at home and he's present and he's showing up and he's covering and he's leading that household, then that's not a man issue. Then that's that woman's issue. And I think that folks need to become less transactional and more relational, and we'd have more relationships. Because if we base our relationships on just how you perform or how I perform, that's a condition. As soon as that performance is no longer available, then guess what? That condition that I was in love with also goes, and so does my love for you. But if I can look at you and say, whether he performs or not, right? I love him. I like him. If he never brought in another dollar because he couldn't, right? Then I still want to roll with this guy. This is still my person. That's relational. Transactional is if he ain't paying the bills and I could do bad by myself. Yeah. When you hear somebody say that, that's someone who needs you to perform. Right. And I think performance is what's deadening relationships. That's what's causing or allowing the divorce rate to be high. And you have kids in the house that are looking to their parents or whoever's in that home on how to navigate relationships and what is the healthy ideology of a relationship. And if all they see is mom praise you for your performance, then your son learns to perform well, but not how to love. Then your daughter learns to choose somebody who can perform, but not love her. So now you have a mansion that's homeless because you have all performance, but no substance in a relationship.
Ooh, I got to stop it right there, y'all. But you guys let me know how you felt about this one, because she talked a lot about this. And I like how she talked about men who have the finances, but they don't spend time with the family. And I agree with her when she talked about how that truly affects a family dynamic. Listen, chasing the bag is one thing, but when you got a family, bro, you have to spend time with your family. Because if you got a son and all you throwing is money, then who raising the son? Because it ain't you. You out spending back, and I get it. You can't. The truth is, ladies, is that either you want a guy that got paper or you want a guy that don't. And if you got a guy that's getting to the bag, he not gonna be at home because it is pretty much impossible unless you're talking about a person who do podcasting and stuff. And even then, he can't truly be directly involved because he out trying to chase his bag online. So he locked in a room on the computer doing what he doing, whatever the case may be. But I like how she gave the man credit who got a traditional job. He just making enough to pay the bills and he's spending time with the family. I love how she praised that type of man because I feel like those type of men often get overlooked and talked about bad online. So I like that. You guys want a part 2 of that? Let me know. Drop it in the comments, part 2. But again, this was Justin and Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I love that this podcast is completely crazy. Let me get the exact name of this podcast so I can tell you guys the exact name of this podcast so I don't get too off. Oh, it's Justin LeBoy. So yeah, it's gonna be on Justin LeBoy with the Dr. Cheyenne Bryant and Justin LeBoy. This relationship, toxic family, and one night stands. That's a crazy one. Whew, that's crazy. And Dr. Cheyenne Bryant was cooking, bro. Listen, no matter how you feel about her, and this right here, oh, she was dropping nothing but facts. Fellas, ladies, pay attention. She was cooking. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos drop. Let me know if you want that part 2. I'll make sure I drop that for you guys.